about you is that you have ambition to be great. My job is to coach you to get all that greatness out of you.
What's good, Finn Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason, and we are back here. Man, we've given you a matinee this week, and now we're giving you a Reason and a cup of Java. We're giving you guys a little early one today, 10 a.m. Eastern start time, as we're only a few minutes away from the start of Mike McDaniel's introductory press conference as the new head coach of the Miami Dolphins. And, right here, we got to live react to that. As the conductor of the McDaniel train, I got to be live reacting to this stuff. So we're going to be live reacting as this goes down. I'm going to share the screen here. We'll watch it all along. We'll watch it together. And then after it's done, time permitting, it doesn't take forever. I'll open it up, and I want to get some of your guys' thoughts if you're around. So appreciate everyone for already showing up and showing out, man. Already 127 of you in the room, man, and shout out to Ken Rocha for becoming a new member, man. Appreciate you, Ken. Thank you very much, sir. Guys, I'm hyped. I woke up with a little pep in my step, man. I got no coffee, but I got some iced tea here. A little pep in my step this morning, little pep in the step. Ready to do this, ready to watch the new regime and the new era of the Miami Dolphins begin, man. I'm actually pretty excited, pretty hyped. So I hope you guys are too, because today is the day. We're about just under 2 minutes away from the press conference starting. Man, in the chat right now already, good morning to you, Mr. JDM kid. In the chat right now, let me know, what are some things you're looking, what are some questions you want to ask? And what are some things you want to hear from Mike McDaniel today? Do you want to hear more about Tua? Do you want to hear more about potentially, coaching staff hires? What are you trying to hear about today? What are you most excited about today? Let me know in the chat below right now. Joe says, what up, Reason? I'm loving it, man. So am I. Lemony says, coffee with Reason. That's yes, sir. Alex says, live from Turin, Italy. Oh, man. So Alex, he's got the espresso right now. He doesn't even have the coffee. He's got the espresso. Carlos says, Reason, do one show a week in the morning, bro. I maybe I will. Maybe I will. The problem is, I got to align it. What up, Tyler? The problem is I just got to align it with my daughter sleeping. Like, my one daughter right now is like literally just sitting on her iPad letting me put in this work here. So if you hear Peppa Pig in the background, then you know what it was. Exactly, Ronnie. What he thinks about the O-line. Yeah. Rome says, I'm trying to hear about the coaching staff hires. Roy says, I want to know his vision on the running game and the O-line. Finn says, I'm just here so I don't get fined. So right now we're just at a landing page saying press conference starting soon. So as soon as that is ready to roll, I'm going to share the screen and we will watch along together. Good morning, George. How are you? Steven says Tyler Batty to Miami. Foxen says live from Denver myself. Austin, I didn't know you were close to the psychopath. I thought you were like in another state, bro. This man's out here. Bro, you're getting text messages from that guy. Andy lives in the same state. Damn, I hope he doesn't have your address, bro. There you go. Tyler says, y'all, Chris Greer and Ross aren't taking questions this morning. Wow. What shout out to my homie, my graphic guy David, because he's like, man, these guys are gonna dodge the questions. These guys are gonna hide from the questions. And lo and behold, I guess by Will Man, I'm guessing you meant Will Manso. Man, that is some next level dodginess right there, huh? I told y'all they would put out a list of things, the media is not allowed to ask them about, but to avoid the national media altogether, they basically just said, yeah, we're good. We're not trying to hear it. I know Ross and Will Manso said Ross and Greer are expected to speak. So, I mean, we'll see. You know, if they Will Mantle says they did speak. He said stage set for the Miami Dolphins, formally introducing the new head coach to the media. Mike McDaniel news conference will start at 10. Stephen Ross and Chris Greer expected to speak. But you know what that means? You know what that means? What's up, everyone coming in? You know what that means? That means, guys, we're still waiting for it to start. It hasn't started yet. I'm gonna post it up here when it does start. But Will Mansell, you know what this says? They probably have handed out a list of things they do not want to be asked about. So Will Mansell says they're expected to speak. We'll see. And apparently the star right now is oh, there you go. Now you're right. Oh, you're right. No, I apologize to Tyler because now it's Stephen Ross and Chris Greer will not be taking questions. So you are right, 110%. And there you go. There's Stephen Ross and Chris Greer walking out on the field. Looks like we're about getting ready right here to start. So Tyler was right. At first, it looked like they were going to speak. Now it looks like they ain't going to speak. I apologize for ever doubting you, Tyler. You're my girl. I apologize. They're speaking but not answering questions. I get it. They want to dodge, eh? They want to dodge all this stuff. All right. Dodge like a viper. They don't want to get rained on like windshield wipers. Shout out to Jay Hood if anyone got that reference. True Locks fans got that reference. All right, we are about to start here. Stephen Ross is talking.
This is a very exciting day to introduce Mike McDaniel and his family and welcome them to the Miami Dolphins. We are excited that Mike is here, and we look forward to him working with us and Chris.
Oh, don't lag on me now.
And creating a team that will win Super Bowls. First, we got to start winning our conference games, our division games, and hopefully get to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
that's what we've always said. That what we want is really a team that
was
can
that a
win
slight at Flores not beating the Bills?
When we started our search, we were looking to identify someone with several qualities that would have a real impact on our team. We were looking for those qualities of leadership, intelligence, innovation, and that could really understand what it takes to winning in the long run. Mike has all those qualities.
Damn right he does.
First of all, he is probably one of the brightest coaches that I've spoken to. He is really known for his innovation on the field, and many people, in talking to him, actually even call him a genius. That's a big word and a lot of pressure on it, but certainly when you talk to people, the first thing they'll say about Mike, he is innovative and he's thinking outside the box.
Yep.
But at the same time, the respect that he has commanded through his over 18 years as a coach is really, remarkable. I mean, he went so far as I had coaches in his former division calling me and telling me how great he was. And I said, why are you calling? He said, really? To get him out of the division. So, I mean, it says an awful lot about the person and who he is. But one thing that really you'll find out that stands out about him is his passion for football, his passion, how he approaches the game, and how he works with people. Because that's what it's all about. It's really motivating, working with people.
There you go.
With passion and intelligence on a consistent basis.
Working with people.
Really
Wonder what he's talking
a winner.
about, huh?
And I don't think we could find anybody, and you'll learn to see, with any more passion for this game and winning the right way.
Let's go.
So I really like to say that, that as we work together, and I've always preached, it's really about a team in every aspect. It's the players there, but it's really us as the owner, the general manager, the CEO, working together to produce a team, and a team that is always doing the right thing. So, and I think, and just spending the time with him, I really feel that he is the person that really has all those attributes at the same time. It really
all these
has that
subliminals
football
at
knowledge
Flores.
and the leadership for men that the Miami Dolphins really
This man's firing shots.
will serve us really well in the long run. He will continue to report as the old reporting to Chris Greer. Chris Greer reports to me and works together with Tom and me, actually, Tom Garfinkel, in really leading the Miami Dolphins. So, with that, I look forward to, continuing this collaboration and hoping that we are, winning our division and then going on to much greater glory. Let's put it that way. I guess that's probably the best word. So I'd just like to now introduce Chris Greer and thank him for all the work that he's done in this search. So, Chris.
Ross really stressing that team and collaboration thing. A lot of subliminal swipes.
Good morning. First of all, Steve took basically all my jokes and thunder for everything on this, and to compliment Mike. So this might be shorter than expected. Really, we're tremendously excited to welcome Mike and his family here to South Florida as the leader of the Miami Dolphins. And as Steve mentioned, Steve Ross, Tom Garfinkel, Brandon Shore, myself, we talked to many, many very qualified candidates for this job in both pro and college football. That resonated with us was how excited everyone was for this job. And where our roster was, the talent level, it was clear that there was excitement, and even into the last 2 weeks, you guys would be surprised the people that were calling trying to get into this job. So,
Harbaugh,
for us, as we worked through the process,
Harbaugh,
we interviewed, as we said, many people, did our research extensively. Steve was very calculated and made sure that we didn't rush this process. And that's a credit to Steve, because there were times when I was like, let's go, let's push this forward. And Steve was like, hey, let's make sure we do this as thoroughly and correct as we can. So, I thank Steve for his patience, because, I was ready to get going and get us going moving forward. It's been a good month in trying to find the right man to lead the Miami Dolphins.
All right,
and
we're talking about the coaching
when we got
search.
through the
Okay,
process,
at least you clarified.
It was Mike McDaniel. And the one thing, as we kept talking to everybody, was Steve talked about the football intelligence, the innovativeness that he does. You wouldn't believe the calls and texts, like Steve said, just from players that he had connected with over the years, former players at his former team, and agents calling us just about the relationships that he's built over the years and how respectful he was in terms of guiding those players through, dealt with adversity and things like that. So it's always good to hear, those stories, because
high character. They're stressing
when you go
high
through this
character
process,
right now.
everyone wants to tell you how great everyone is, and everyone wants to tell you, their warts that they're trying to sell people. But it was very genuine, and everyone's, I guess, love and affection for
They're
Mike.
stressing Mike
and how he
McDaniel
had
as a high
impacted
character
people's
hire.
lives, at his
That's what they're
previous,
doing.
Teams. So for us, when we got down to the decision, it was a clear choice. And, you guys have all heard everything that's been about Mike, his intelligence, his passion, his work ethic. The people that have met him in this building here over the last, 48 hours have all talked about the energy level and how he is. And he spent time, new coaches come in, it's not easy. And they come and they'll spend 5 minutes with people. He's literally in there still talking for like an hour with people as I'm trying to get his attention on other things. And that's who he is. He wants to genuinely know who people are, connect with them, and get to the whys. And that's what makes him a unique person in terms of getting
whether
the best
right
out
or
of
wrong,
people.
that's what they're doing, everyone.
So again,
and I think
we're
they're
tremendously
right.
excited to welcome you and your family here.
Seems like a fantastic person. So.
Richmond did a great job of pushing me too, as we're talking about getting you through stuff and being patient, because you guys had a great run in San Francisco. So, but again, we're tremendously excited and glad you're the man to lead us here over the next years.
Are you going to introduce him, Chris, or are you just going to walk away? Good work by Brett there. They're rolling out the podium for Mike McDaniel. Does this mean we're getting a red carpet, or are they going through the pictures? They're going to do Ross, McDaniel, and they're going to do Ross, McDaniel, and Greer. The helmet picture with Garfinkel. And then we're going to see Mike McDaniel obviously step to the podium. They'll roll it back up here. Got to do the press ops, baby. Got to do the press ops. But it's clear they're really, really stressing him as a high-level character hire. So, they're really taking some subliminal swipes at Flores along the way. So, let's go. I'm McLovin McDaniel. Look at this man with the helmet. What do I do with this? Where's it go? Let's go. Oh, you just going to leave me standing here with the helmet, guy? And now he waves out the podium. Oh, my God. Let's go. Look at the swag, the drip on this man. More drip than a leaky faucet. Let's go, baby. Podium back out. McDaniel is ready.
Again? All right, it's an honor and a privilege to stand in front of you guys here as the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. You know, any man standing at a podium like this would be honored. It's a tremendous accomplishment. You'd feel great about that. But that's not why you get into coaching.
Yep.
It's standing at this podium. You get into coaching because you love to coach football. You love to teach, and you love to make people better.
Let's go.
And that's exactly who I am, who I have been, and who I'll be as the head coach of the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, let's go.
I'd like to thank those wonderful words from both Steve Ross and Chris Greer. I really appreciate the opportunity and the responsibility, really, and it is a big one. But I'd like to talk about me coming here to Miami about a week ago. You know, I was coming here to interview for a dream position, a dream of mine. And that's what I thought it was. But as I walked through this building, the gorgeous building we stand in, saw the people, looked into their eyes, felt their passion, I quickly realized that this was my dream job and I had to go get it. That one of the things that really struck me with the Miami Dolphins organization was their interest in general. You know, it's a lot easier to go after a guy after 5 other teams have interviewed him, put him on a list. You know, traditionally, that's the way it works, where people want whoever other people are interviewing. This was not the case. They looked at me for me, and that really galvanized my interest in this organization, and really told me a lot about who was really targeting me. Told me a lot about what they were looking for, and that's why I knew it would be a good fit. You know, interviewing with Steve Ross, Chris Greer, Brandon Short, Tom Garfinkel, it didn't take me long to realize this was the place that I was meant to be, so I better not screw this interview up. You take a look at the facility that's built here, which is, I feel like I'm in an SEC school. It's incredible. The stadium, everything going on around it. I think it kind of epitomizes Steve's vision. And that vision is broad, it's grand, and it's trying to be great. And that's what I'm here to get the football to. And that's what we'll do.
Let's go.
And really, that's why I feel honor and I feel privileged just being up here in front of you guys today. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank the immense amount of people that had to do with me even having this opportunity. You know, starting with Kyle Shanahan, Jed York, and his family, John Lynch, and the 49ers organization. They're a first-class organization and really helped facilitate me coming into my own, I feel like. And without the players who is the people that you really get into this business for, all their support, all their hard work,
This is a player's
and their
coach, people.
commitment, none of this would have been possible, and I thank all the 49er players as well. To get in a spot like this, it's almost overwhelming to think about how many people are along the ride with you that if one of them doesn't decide to invest in you, you may never get this opportunity. You know, it's one of the great things about coaching and the coaching profession is it takes a village to just get one individual capable of doing a job like this. You know, I can go down the list, starting with Mike Shanahan, gave me my first job. It was unpaid though, so he didn't pay very well. Gary Kubiak, who gave me my first paid job with the Houston Texans. Kyle Shanahan, obviously. I would have, I'm not sure what I'd be doing if it wasn't for him. You talk about guys like Sean McVay, Chris, Matt LaFleur, Bobby Turner, Dan Quinn, Raheem Morris, Mike LaFleur. The list goes on and on. I don't want to drain your guys' eardrums with that, but there's just so many people, and I appreciate all of those men that helped me become the man I am today. Each individual that I mentioned and each coach have been really privileged to work alongside. They made me a better man, a better coach, a better teacher, and that's really what my focus is in life. They didn't make me a better father. I did that on my own. I'd like to thank Richmond Flowers. It is surreal, man. Came a long way, and you know how much I appreciate you. Ann Noland. It's an emotional day for me, and you made it somewhat coherent, I hope. Obviously, my family. My wife, Katie McDaniel. We've come a long way. We got a long way to go.
Look at the true emotion.
Don't do that to me. I'm trying to do a press conference. And my daughter, Ayla June McDaniel. You're a miracle, and I can't wait to see what you grow into.
This guy truly appreciates this opportunity. I cannot. He
Now
will
back
not.
to
He will make. He will make the most of this. Let's go.
So football. Okay, and the Miami Dolphins, and what you can expect from us. Okay, schematically, offense, defense, special teams. You're going to see a unique design of everything that's tailored to our players. That's why it will be unique to us, because we'll tailor everything to our players, and that's first and foremost. But really, the picture I'd like to present and what I'm here to do with the assistance of all these wonderful people is create a brand of football here that is known as Miami football. And what that is, in Miami Dolphin football, is all about passion, energy. You should be able to turn on the TV and know who the team is.
Let's go.
Even if the color's distorted. by the energy that they play with, by how they bond together, things that you only get with true work and bond together. Okay? It's a team sport, and we're going to play as a team, and I promise you that we'll feel that. The whole thing that makes football so magical, the whole reason I've devoted my professional life to it, is you have all these people with different interests focused on one common goal. Okay? That one common goal of winning, winning often, winning playoff games, and winning Super Bowls. And that goal is what drives us, but it's the bond and everything we go through in that process that makes it memorable and makes it worth doing what we do. It's the essence of sports, really, and it epitomizes what the Miami Dolphins will become. It is, I feel unbelievably fortunate, and it is so exciting to come into a team of energy, of youth, of talent, but more so of hunger that really matches the city of Miami, the fans, and every person that is employed by the Miami Dolphins. I felt it immediately when I walked in the door. It gives me goosebumps right now to be a part of something like that. An organization, this is my 7th, and I feel like when you're hired and fired that many times and bouncing around the NFL, you get a glimpse at a lot of things, and you know when something has the ability to be great. And that's all I feel walking in and out of these hallways, and I can't wait to serve each and every one of you.
Let's go. Let's
I think
go.
collectively, one of the most powerful things within these hallways, within this organization, that I think should be focused on is the lack of ego and the drive with a common goal.
Lack of ego. What I've been telling y'all.
In interviewing in this
Shanahan
process,
tree, not the Belichick
it's all
tree.
about one thing, and that is a rarity, something special, and I am so fortunate to be a part of. But that collectivity and working together for with a shared sacrifice is something that can't be replicated, and I'm extremely fortunate to be a part of. Now, I think this is always odd because you're getting all hyped up for a media session, and then we just go back and study film, put coaching staffs together, and then get ready to practice. Hopefully, we teach the players what the plays are before we do that. That whole process, although it's anticlimactic, it is part of it, and I can't express the gratitude to everyone to allow me to be up here and to be a part of it. And there's no better time to start this whole process than right now. Thank you, guys. Or questions?
Hey guys, we're gonna take questions. We have 2 mics. Brett and Renzo each have a mic. Raise your hand, we'll bring it to you, and please say your name and your affiliation when you get the mic. Thank you.
Thank you. Mike, Jim Barry, CBS 4 here in Miami. Welcome to South Florida.
Well, thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
My question is this.
I love this guy.
Did any of the issues raised by your predecessor in his legal action raise any red flags in your mind about this organization? If not, why not? And
Come
if
with the
so,
hardball right
how did
away.
you resolve them in your own mind?
Red flags. I can honestly say there was absolutely no red flags. And the reason why was because I was stepping into an organization with a boss that I don't think people give it its proper due. Stephen Ross, there's a lot of people in professional sports, that are out to make money. And I mean, I can't lie. I feel like if I'd spend that much money, I'd want to make a lot of money. But like I said, when I walked in that door, you look at every single detail within this building. You look at the people that are hired. You look at just all the extents that there's no cost too high for winning for him. And when you're in multiple organizations, you realize that's not always the case. The city of Miami really is lucky to have an owner that, right, wrong, or indifferent, all he cares about is winning. And as a coach, that's all you are literally looking for. That's all. So red flags, No, there's no red flags for me.
Oh,
Hey, Mike, how you doing? Cam Wolf, NFL Network.
he ain't lying.
South
Ross
Florida.
wants to win.
What's up, Cam?
How you feeling? Obviously, when you start, the offense start, everything's going to start with the quarterback. What's your belief in Tua and him leading you guys into the next season?
My belief in Tua is that he's a football player on this team that's trying to get better. And the biggest message I have for all players, really, the message should be about the team. And what I mean by that is it's really about the team collectively getting better, and there's a responsibility of the quarterback to do so. But I'm not sitting here concerned with how good Tua can be. I'm concerned with, as a collective unit, what we can grow together, because that's what wins football games. I haven't seen a quarterback win a football game by himself ever, really. He has to have somebody to throw to.
Yep.
He better not be getting tackled before he throws, so somebody better block.
Yep. Let's go.
And
Jesse, you're out of
the
here.
defense
Bye-bye, Jesse Davis.
better not allow them to score. But the biggest thing for me with Tua is that I want him to come in and work every day, and I'm very confident that he will. I want to provide teachers that can develop him. I'm very confident in the people we're discussing this week, and the plan we have for that.
Let's go.
And ultimately, all you want is a guy that's driven to be great, a guy that's driven to get better, and it gives you a chance. And it's my job to make sure that he has the best chance to showcase his talents. And that's everyone's job, really.
Hey, Mike, Dave Hyde of the Sun Sentinel.
These answers are
Welcome
phenomenal,
to
by the way, people.
over here.
There we are.
You alluded to earlier the Dolphins were the one team to talk to you for interviews. How do you know you're ready for this job? What told you, okay, I'm ready to be a head coach in the NFL?
It's funny that every head coach, there's a lot of talk about being ready to be a new head coach, and I think you guys have had new head coaches. The thing that kind of trips me up is every single head coach in the history of football has never been a head coach until they're a head coach.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Mike.
For me,
thank you.
Jeez. The comfort level within the hallways, really, it's every year of my experience, especially the last 5 years that head coach Kyle Shanahan in the 49ers, he really relied on me, allowed me to be his right-hand man and opened my eyes to all the things that a head coach does. Not to mention all the other years where I've had great teachers. And the key for me is paying attention. It's right in front of me.
Yep.
And so when I do get my opportunity, I've been fully aware whenever that day comes, the responsibility it brings, the responsibility you have to every individual that's employed in the organization, their families, every player. So when they called, I was kind of nervous about an interview because I don't major in that. I major in connecting with players, teaching them, and helping them grow. But after getting the job, no, I know there's going to be things that I'm not that are new to me, but it's more about being prepared for the moment, because everybody has to have their first time to do it. And I know that I'm prepared for the moment. I know there's going to be things that are new and challenging, but that doesn't make me nervous because I've been preparing for this my entire career.
Let's go. What a great answer.
Hey, Mike, right here in the center.
McLovin it.
Man, so with WPLG TV here in Miami, welcome to Miami. You talked a lot in the last couple of days. I've heard clips about coaching is teaching, and that's something that you love to do in the individual players. But when it comes to managing 53 personalities, the emotion from week to week, the drama, the distractions, things that come with a team, how do you think you'll handle that? And what is your plan when you've got to handle so many people as one head coach?
My plan is to handle it well. And how you do that is you take, coaching coaching a position group. There's a transition to coach a position group to be an offensive coordinator. That told me a lot about what I thought it was. And there will be a transition to coaching 53 men, which that's at the low end. There's also practice squad and training camp roster. So I'm prepared to coach more of those guys than just that. But yeah, there's challenges. But every step of the road, every position you hold in football,
Guys, he has not been shook by one question.
that's what your job is. Anytime you ascend, you take on new responsibilities, but you're doing the same thing in terms of, oh, there's something unforeseen. How do I problem solve this? What messaging do these guys need to hear? Who do I need to connect with? Who isn't really coming along the team's direction? They're all just problems. There's more of them for sure, but that's why there's only one head coach. You work your entire career to do it, and that's why you have so many resources within the building. Why I felt so comfortable taking this job is because I feel completely comfortable with my knowledge. I know I've been preparing for this. That would have been irresponsible for me to have all these great leaders in front of me and not bear witness, but I also have a lot of people to rely on within the building. And when everyone's working in the same direction, yeah, there's going to be problems I don't foresee, or I couldn't forecast today. But how boring would our jobs be if it was just monotony anyway? I embrace the challenge. I know there'll be new things, but I mean, that's been the task at hand my entire 17 or 18-year career.
Hey, Mike, Marcel Louis Jacques with ESPN. Welcome to Miami.
That's my 5th welcome to Miami, and I'm feeling welcome.
About to say, just trying to make you feel comfortable.
That's what I mean. I'm just waiting for you to bust out some welcome to Miami and then finish the verse.
I'm not going to do that right now, but maybe later on.
Gotcha.
Oh, this guy's
once you get your
fantastic.
offensive staff kind of put together, what do you foresee that collaboration process being like? Do you plan on calling plays yourself? Is that something that you're going to kind of delegate to your offensive coordinator, or you have another unique system in mind?
Oh no, I plan on calling plays myself.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
One thing that I've noticed in my journey is that successful play callers don't isolate themselves.
Yeah.
They utilize the people around them.
Yep.
That's what a head coach should do. I'm not up here doing anything by myself, or I won't be, after this press conference ends, I'm not going to be going into a hole and hanging out by myself and thinking about stuff. You're working with people. So the higher your leadership,
Flores not talking to people after Thanksgiving.
People you have to lead as an offensive coordinator.
Pyro, where you at? You in the
plays,
holes with them?
But if you're a head coach and calling plays, you better be reliant and feel very good about the people on your offensive staff. So it's been a meticulous process. I think not as meticulous as this head coaching search, apparently, but it's been very meticulous because that's what you're preparing for. I know exactly what the season's going to bring in terms of, there are so many things that go on in the course of the season, and there's stressors, and you have to worry about kind of focusing the direction of the team. But that's why you spend this time in the off season finding the people that you can rely on, that you can trust and work with, so they can help you game plan, help you solve problems. We can get the best plan together. And then, when the players own the plan, you're just calling plays, but they make them come to life.
Yeah.
Hey, Hi, Mike. Omar Kelly with Sun Sentinel. I wanted to ask you about your upbringing in the NFL. Gary Kubiak, Shanahan, both father, son. Your background, West Coast offense, heavy run-based offense. Is that sort of a sample of what you believe is winning football in the NFL? And what do you think it takes to win in the NFL from a play call standpoint and scheme standpoint?
I understand what you're getting at with the question. I really like the question, but connecting it to winning, that's a team deal. But for offensively, with regard to scheme, I have an interesting story because I started with Mike Shanahan and immediately went to Gary Kubiak, and it's rare to work 15 years in the NFL across 6 teams and have the same system. So in that, what you end up doing in the same system, you're not constantly trying to relearn how to do things.
Yeah.
You're constantly evolving to the point, when you're at your 4th or 5th year within the offense, and then you go to your 3rd team, now you're reinstalling. So you found it's your 3rd rep of first introducing the same scheme, while also there's a completely different set of players. So within your scheme, you are tailoring it to whoever they are. Yeah. You go, I mean, what was it? My 2nd year in Washington, collectively, we drafted Robert Griffin III and ran a bunch of zone read. You know how much zone read experience our staff had?
0.
Yeah. And we didn't go to any clinics. We didn't. We really did it with the old-fashioned hard way grind. And what that afforded all of us, when you're talking about all the guys that were there in Washington, is in our formative years, our minds are open to adapting to whatever
What a great story.
means necessary, to
Wow.
whatever player skill sets, all the way to the quarterback. So because of that, every single year, people call our scheme so creative. Really, we're just adapting. We're adapting to defenses. We're adapting to our players. We're constantly evolving. And I think that's important. And that's
this
a winning formula.
Our offense
I think
is gonna be
it puts
good.
players in position to succeed. And that's the key drive for the scheme. That's why it's less trying to be creative for creative's sake. It's more solving problems in different ways and having different tools and abilities to do so.
Hey, Mike, Daniel Yafusi with the Miami Herald. I found it interesting that in Steve's comments, he said that you will report to Chris, who then reports to obviously Steve and Tom. And I was curious with the aspect of player personnel, how much say do you anticipate having on that, and how do you foresee you working with Chris on that?
Another attractive, thanks for the tee up. That's another attractive thing about the Miami Dolphins is Chris Greer himself. I think his reputation speaks for itself, but I didn't know him that well. I knew of him, and I worked with his dad previously. But in a short amount of time, if you're picturing that scenario where you report to a GM and you want to work with him, I couldn't create an avatar better for my working relationship than Chris Greer. Why? Because he's of the same vision in that he just wants to win football games, and he understands that the players we acquire better suit the scheme. And it's been obvious in a week and talking to him on the phone and really all the due diligence that I did before I got here, that he's not interested in ego. He's not interested in agenda. He's interested in a bond with the head coach that excels and that beats other people's bonds as GM and head coach. He wants a tied together unit, and he wants to grow together. So how much say? As much as I want to talk, I guess, because there's been no pushback. There's and I don't ever foresee that ever happening. It's a very comfortable situation for a coach to go into, and honestly,
I told y'all,
it just
Chris
helps
Greer's
me
a coach's
worry about
dream.
coaching
He's a
football,
facilitator, man.
evaluating players with him, having
If you have a good
conversations,
vision, he'll execute
and
it for
growing
you.
together so we could collectively do the best thing for the Miami Dolphins.
It's all about having the mind
Hey, Mike,
in place
over here in the middle.
to
JoeyShotz
present
from
a
Palm
good
Beach.
vision.
Hope things go well. I will not welcome you officially.
I appreciate the welcomes. I was just, paying attention.
I wanted to ask you about what you've learned about the best ways to teach players?
That it's an evolving process. That I got into the NFL in 2005. Twitter, Instagram, and ADD addictions weren't really prevalent or existed. And that's just an example of how things change over time. I think the one thing in terms of studying the learning process in general is that people can attach to ideas when they're in a linear story, or if you can tell a story and you can go from point A to point B to point C. And I've been fortunate within this scheme to coach every single position in this offense. And whether you're dealing with different players or different personalities, that is one true common denominator, is that you have to have a starting point of understanding that you can bridge to a next point. Beyond that, tape, video, edited cut-ups, and organizing them so that you can battle that ADD issue that was aforementioned. Those things are powerful things that will be prominent within.
Wow, that's interesting.
With our coaches that we really invest our time to understand that how valuable the player's time is, how short-term attention spans are. You better bring
useful stuff.
Some
Wow,
energy.
that's interesting.
You better entertain them while getting them to learn whatever it is. But you always have to listen, ask questions, see if they get it, and adjust.
Wow, that's very interesting.
Hi, Mike. Ruthie Polinsky. I'm with NBC6. I will say, welcome to Miami.
Finally.
Yeah, there you go. I guess you've spoken so much about your mentors and colleagues and so many people who have had so much influence on you as a coach. What are some of the leadership qualities that those men, maybe women, have impacted and influenced you? And how do you hope to combine those qualities with kind of your unique, fun personality?
Oh, well, I didn't know it was fun. It's fun to hear. Early on in coaching, it's one of the reasons I feel confident up here today, and what really has helped me go through the entire process of adjusting to different positions and growing as a coach was something that was said to me early. You know, you're a college kid coming out of Yale, and I know Yale has really sick athletes, but when I was 23 and I was in charge of assisting Kyle with receivers, and I needed to coach Andre Johnson in his prime. And I remember thinking, like, all right, I think he's going to listen to me, but we'll see. And then you find out it's the simplest formula ever known to man, something you guys can all relate to, something that is why all this conversation about will people listen or will he lead and stuff, it's a very simple formula. You establish with them early that you can help them with their dream. If you can establish with them that you have value towards their goal, I mean, they have unbelievable pressure on them with a career span that they know is finite. So if anybody can help them towards their ultimate goal of being on an NFL team, which is their identity, staying on an NFL team, making their career last longer, making money for their family, doing things that are bigger than themselves, they'll listen to anybody with a pulse if you can help them. And that fundamental tool I've applied across the board with the other little mode of wisdom that I received, which is people respond to authenticity. So I've been working at my personality my entire career, which is what you're seeing right now. That was established with me early, that people can smell when you're trying to be something you're not, and people respect when you are who you are. And that, because that was given to me early, a tool, I was blessed to have that instilled in me, and it's really carried me through every position I've had, every team that I've gone to. And so I know for a fact that it stands the test of time.
Hi, Coach. Down in front. Josh Moser, Channel 7. Congratulations. We'll switch it up from welcome to Miami.
Wow.
Even though I would love to say bienvenido a Miami.
Oh, no.
You're ready.
You're freezing me up. I don't know what
I
to
don't
do.
know. For the fans, this organization hasn't won a playoff game in more than 20 years. Why are you the person that will be able to do that?
I mean, why not? Like, it's not about me. It's about me, my relationship with players, but it's not an individual ordeal. This is a community of people, a whole group of men, and to me, I see it as an opportunity, really. I know it's obvious to me how true of football fans the Miami Dolphins fan base is, because they haven't won a playoff game in 20 years, but you can feel the passion, you can feel the interest. Mm-hmm. And that just makes it all the more exciting, because how great will that feel when collectively we can get it done?
Let's go,
Mike.
And
that obstacle is more of something that can really facilitate the end goal, because it's a bigger prize, and you just don't worry. I mean, what does the last 20 years have to do with this year? Unless we can take some of those points from those years and apply them to this year, it's irrelevant. It's a group of men trying to do a common goal, and I don't really look at the past history except like, hey, it's just going to be that much more gratifying for everyone, and the players can feel that, and I think the players and the coaches alike, that will really galvanize them to go after that.
Hey, Mike in the back.
Mike in the back, what's up?
I'm Yanni from WPBF, West Palm Beach. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. I know you're in a different conference and you didn't play the Dolphins last year. How much of their game tape did you watch or have watched since you were preparing for this job? And do you feel fortunate to inherit a winning team? Most first-year coaches aren't in that situation.
I'd hope I'd watch a lot of it, and which I did. And I did play against the Dolphins in 2020, and we don't need to talk about that game at all. I'm the head coach of the Dolphins now. We kicked the 49ers something. But no, it's part of the process. You need to know what you're getting into. You need to gather information to understand what the team has gone through. All the game tape, all the situations. It's important to me to understand what to emphasize moving forward. And what I saw was a defense I didn't want to go against. What I saw was a collective group of people that I could, from the tape, I knew they loved football. And that is such a key component that people undervalue, because there's so many dollars, there's a lot of fame out there for players, but the teams that win, the people love football, and you can feel it, and it's visceral. And to win 8 consecutive games, I think it was, to end the season,
8 out of 9.
is you could see players playing hard. You could see a defense that, again, I'm glad that is our defense. And you could see a ton of talent, guys that weren't listening to the noise, that were trying to win games. And there's a lot of guys that want to get better. Offensively, there's tools, and my job is to help facilitate with all the other coaches and players to put together a product that reflects really what the Miami Dolphins are about.
We're going to go to final questions here. Safid and then Hal.
Hey, Mike, Safadine, USA Today. Your ethnicity has been a topic of conversation since your hiring. I wanted to ask, how's your experience growing up as how you identify. How has that experience been? And do you think getting a job like this sets an example for people just like you who have the same life experiences?
Yeah, it's been very odd, to tell you the truth. This idea of identifying as something. I think people identify me as something, but I identify as a human being. And my dad's black. So whatever you want to call it, I know there's a lot of people with a shared experience, but it doesn't make, it's weird that it comes up because I've just tried to be a good person, and I think my background opens my eyes a little bit. I don't have any real experience with racism because, I think you identify me as something close to, I don't know. But I know my mom experienced it when she married my dad. I know my dad experienced it, and that's in my family. But I guess that makes me a human being that can identify with other people's problems.
Final question, Hal.
Hi, Mike. Hal Habib with the Palm Beach Post. And I will say for the last time, welcome to Miami. I want to take you way back. We all read the stories about you riding your bicycle to Broncos practice. What was it that made you want to do that? What made you go from being a fan to possibly a student of the game to trying to learn from what you were seeing out there? What inspired you to get into this business?
I appreciate that question. Side note, the irony is that story, my address was on 27th Avenue in Greeley, Colorado. And here we find ourselves 27th Avenue. So it kind of brings it full circle. But, it's interesting being an only child in anywhere really, but in Colorado, I grew up in a town of like 70,000 people, and I didn't really have much to do. I guess there was a park with a lake with a lot of goose droppings that I could go play at, but other than that, like the Broncos were the big deal. That was, and again, when I was younger, it was cool to watch something where there was guys from different ethnicities working together. It was the first picture I had of that, which, I noticed when I was at my grandma's house that it was, so that was kind of intriguing. Football in general. I like football cards. And I was just obsessed with the Denver Broncos at the time. So all I wanted to do was get autographs and be around them. And I was and continue to be pretty obsessive compulsive. So I'd ride there about 7 o'clock in the morning and get as many autographs as I could and stay there till 7 at night and ride back home. But when I did, in doing so, I think it built up the game of football in my eyes. I think I had an appreciation for the amount of work guys did, because I'd get there at 7 and I'd watch them walk from the cafeteria to I can't remember the facility's name, but to the gym and get dressed for practice. Then I'd watch them go practice. I'd try to get autographs when they'd come back in behind the yellow rope. And then I'd watch them go to the lunchroom and then turn back around and go do the same thing again in 2 days. And I think it built sort of this idea that cool things you have to work for in that process. So I wanted to be a pro football player, but I had I had a good awareness level at a young age. The story is true. I wrote inside in my Little League helmet that I will be in the NFL someday, and I had every sticker of every single team. I didn't say I'd play in it. And as you get older, you just figure out that, hey, if you want to be good at something, you better be passionate about it. And my OCD made me passionate about one thing, and I chose to go after it.
Well, there you go. The first official introductory press conference from Mike McDaniel as the new head coach. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm hyped up. If you're not hyped up, I mean, check your pulse, like he said. Man, this is an exciting time. I mean, the great thing about it is, the energy, the lighthearted vibe, the fantastic answers he was giving, the appreciation just to be in that position. That was honestly one of the best and most enjoyable press conferences I can remember watching in recent memory as a Dolphin fan. I thought that was absolutely fantastic stuff. Just great stuff from Mike McDaniel. And some of his answers there, in talking, the story about RG3 and how they adapted the read option and they had never run it before as its staff, but they knew that played to his strength, so they ran it. And RG3 was, rookie of the year, right? And I just think it was absolutely fantastic energy and fantastic stuff from Mike McDaniel. Guys, there's already 878 of you guys in the room right now. Let's go ahead and smash that like button. Let's subscribe if you're new. I mean, that was just honestly a breath of fresh air. That's the best way to describe that whole press conference. Really enjoyed it. And I'm really excited to get going, to watch the staff come together, but to also free agency, is March 16th. So we're just over a month away from free agency. And then we're about a month and 2 weeks after free agency opens up. We'll be at draft time. So I'm really excited to see this team to start to come together. I mean, I really think, there's just a new energy. There's a new vibe, and I don't know what else to say except, I believe in this head coach. It just feels different this time. I just don't really know how else to explain it. I know a lot of people get caught up on, they got PTSD from Gase or Philbin or Cam Cameron or whatever. It just feels different. And the fact that, this is why I wasn't worried about what our offensive staff was going to look like in the end, because I knew he was going to put together a staff, but in the end he would be calling the plays and it would be his baby. And now that we get confirmation that he will be calling the plays, I'm ready to see some innovation. I'm ready to see some creativity. I'm ready to see us to be able to offensively go toe to toe with some of these offensive powerhouses. If our defense holds, this guy, I believe, is going to be creative enough where we're going to give the Bills fits. You know what I mean? We're going to have a chance to continue beating the Patriots like we have in recent memory. I mean, guys, this is just absolutely exciting stuff, man. And it was just so refreshing. That's the word that I'm going to keep using. And if he figures out after year 1, 2 isn't the guy, and we got 2 draft picks next year and he wants to move off, he's going to put together, or you can trust him to draft a quarterback. But I honestly think he's going to win with Tua. I think he's going to win some serious games with Tua, man. And it was interesting when you saw him kind of like, take the swipe over the past regime when he said, successful play callers don't isolate themselves. They utilize the people around them, right? And we all know what he's talking about when he means that. You know what I mean? So, personally, I just thought this was, just one of the most fun-loving interviews and press conferences we've had. But the answers he gave, the depth to them, the detail of them, he just gave fantastic answers, and everything was well thought out and everything was well delivered. You know what I mean? So I'm just super, super excited to get this ball rolling, to get things kicking here. Richard says 11 wins and I'm happy. I believe that this guy's going to make the playoffs with Tua Tagovailoa. I really, truly believe this man is going to win games with Tua Tagovailoa. And get ready. Get ready. This is going to be an exciting time to be a Dolphin fan. That was honestly just so nice to watch, just so enjoyable to take in, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited for the future of the Miami Dolphins in Mike McDaniel's hands, and I'm really excited to see the rest of his staff come together, which I'm sure is going to start happening over the next week. But guys, here's the deal. Your boy, I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go get my kid ready. She's gotta go to swimming. Yes, swimming on February 10th. Her appointment's in about a half hour. Guys, man, I appreciate each and every one of you for watching along with me. I mean, that was just, I don't know, man. That was just such a, to have someone as open and as inviting and as smart at the same time, you know, it was just honestly refreshing to hear. Like I keep using that word, I keep using that word, and it just I don't know what else encapsulates what I'm feeling right now better than that. That was just honestly that made my morning. You know what I mean? And you heard some of the media laughing. You heard some of the media liking it, and honestly, it's just Pyro said it right there. I love the positive energy. It's just nice to be around that positive energy, and I can only imagine the feeling in that building right now, especially after, what it's been like over the last couple years and the environment is. And I've said this to you guys multiple times, and I'll say it again. Don't underestimate how much it matters to enjoy going into work. When you're that passionate about something like that, you got to love what you do. You got to love going to work. And I truly believe players, coaches, people in that building are going to enjoy coming to work for Mike McDaniel. And I'm excited to see people get to work. And another thing today, guys, be out on the lookout, because we are going to find out today whether Zach Thomas is going to be making the Hall of Fame. So be out on the lookout. Be out on the lookout, because Zach's gonna get in, and then we gotta start the movement, people. It's time that we get Richmond Webb in there too, because you can't talk about that left tackle position, especially in the 90s, without talking about Richmond Webb, one of the best to ever do it. So, Zach Thomas, he's got the chance to get in tonight. We'll find out if Zach Thomas is going to be in the Hall of Fame, but Richmond Webb, he's up next. And guys, like I said, just so refreshing. What a great press conference. What he said a couple of days ago rings true. If you're not excited right now, check your pulse, because I'm hyped. I am hyped right now to see this offseason unfold. And I'm telling you, I'm just waiting for that Fangio word to come down the pipeline. And guys, if you want to hear me, Richmond Webb, and Ball Game's take on everything, the new episode of The Finish Line is up on DolphinsTalk.com. Also, and you can find the link in the description down below. Also, the new episode of Fin Too Deep with me and Neil Driscoll, that's up as well. You can find in the description below. You can find the link to Fin Too Deep and The Finish Line. So I got more content for you guys right now if you want to go listen to it. It's in the description below. Both episodes came out late last night, so go check them out if you haven't yet. Go hear me, Ball Game, and Richmond Webb talk about McDaniel and all the potential hires. We also talked about Flores' take on Lovie Smith, so you can go hear Richmond Webb. Here listening to Richmond Webb talk about it, that's worth it. We talked about the offensive line turnover and such, and then me and Neil Driscoll, we went pretty deep. We discussed everything, so go check that out as well. The description, the link is in the description below me, so go check those out, guys. I will be back tomorrow night. Until next time, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Friday night, I'll see y'all right back here. Until then, you already know what time it is. And thank you. We had over 900 people in the room today. I appreciate each and every one of you for spending some time with me. Until next time, guys, y'all already know what time it is. Fins up all day, every day. Everyone, Stay happy, healthy, safe, and blessed. Enjoy your Thursday, and let's make it a great day, baby. Let's go. Thank you all for joining me.